So the slow end to the 2022 housing market has spooked buyers and sellers alike.
Rising interest rates caused some buyers to rethink purchasing, while last month saw a record number of homes being delisted as sellers decided to wait out the storm. Kat Papp with Kris Lindahl Real Estate is here to tell us what that means for the market in 2023. Kat, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yes, you're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so let's be honest for a second. How worried are you hearing about buyers and sellers about this market right now? They got to be incredibly worried.
Yeah, right now we are seeing a record number of people who are actually pulling out of the market, just like the national trends suggest. Interest rates have gone up, prices have not come down, and that ultimately is slowing people from entering the market. However, we do have people who have been sitting on the sidelines for 6 to 8 months waiting for something to happen. And if they're facing life changes, like they're bringing a new baby home or they have need to relocate for a job, they're going to have to be pushed into the market at some point and won't be able to wait forever.
Yeah.
You know, Kat, for a long time, we always talk about, buyers markets and sellers markets. And for a long time, it was a seller's market.
Yeah.
Have we gone different ways? Or are we just sort of even at this point?
Right now we're kind of sitting at an even spot. It's a great point for sellers to get into the market, and it's also a great point for buyers. Over the last few weeks, we've seen interest rates that have kind of shifted. They've gone up a little bit, and then they've come back down, and that will really make it imperative that buyers jump into the market to take advantage of those low interest rates. We're also hitting our winter market right now, so before the spring competition heats up, it'll be a great time to buy. As far as interest rates go overall, which is what will really indicate that buyer versus seller's market, I don't see a big shift coming in 2023.
Tell you what, price has got to be another huge factor in this, especially as you just mentioned, interest rates are already high, and that continues to fluctuate a little bit. But then you put a high price on top of that too. As you mentioned before, it's forcing a lot of people to just stay on the sidelines.
Yeah, and we're telling people that work with Kris Lindahl Real Estate that this is the new market. It's not going to go back to the way that it was. Yesterday, the new national inflation numbers showed inflation has been decreasing for the last 6 months, but housing costs have not followed that trend at all. And they actually have risen 7.5% over the last year. But here in the Twin Cities, we're seeing a slight drop in that, around 2 to 3 percentage points in price.
So with these higher rates, to AJ's point, with these higher rates, you're not seeing a drop in price.
Correct. That's exactly what we're seeing.
All righty.
Well, it's something that we will definitely be keeping an eye on. Kat, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.